We never expected this to happen to us. I mean, the mistake that we made is that we didn't have any guardrails. We thought everyone was going to do the right thing and have a community where we all manage ourselves and govern ourselves, and it didn't work out that way. So the biggest thing is making sure that you have those rails so that doesn't happen to us again. But now it's coming back. We're having a second chance. Like in America, it's for second chances. Well, Stony Brook Gardens is getting a second chance, and I think this time we'll get it right.
Stony Brook Gardens is a housing cooperative located in Jamaica Plains, Massachusetts. The housing cooperative like this, they're a group of residents that live there. They hold ownership in the cooperative itself and the property. They elect a board of directors, which runs the cooperative.
Well, the whole thing is when we had our first board president, Mr. David, we wanted to go ahead and hire someone to come and build this wall because, as you can see, the fence is there, some property that does not belong to us. But he said, no, let's not hire someone. Let's do it as the community. Let's get everyone out here so they can have a little stock in the system. So if you take care of it, if you build it, then you'll look out for it. And that's what we did. We got everybody out, got some shovels and some stuff from Home Depot. Some of the family members started cooking and making sandwiches. So that was a great community thing to do.
Stony Brook ran very smoothly for many years until a board of directors came in who began to violate the bylaws and not continue to have elections and not continue to provide information to shareholders.
The city of Boston came to Nixon Peabody and said, something's gone awry at this cooperative at Stony Brook Gardens. And the city, knowing Nixon Peabody's experience in affordable housing communities, the city came to the firm and said, can you take a look at this? Can you find out what's happening there? We have some concerns.
In our country, we have a tremendous housing crisis, as we all know. And Boston is one of the hardest hit cities in terms of affordability and homelessness. And projects like Stony Brook Gardens provide housing for families and provide them at rents which are affordable to families.
Some of the red flags that we noticed as a group was that meetings, resident meetings, shareholder meetings with the board, people weren't allowed to ask questions, people were thrown out.
There wasn't transparency, we weren't being heard.
The friends that I had here, we wouldn't visit each other because when we left our homes and there were cameras pointed at certain people's porches, it was really kind of terrifying to live like that, to be afraid.
It was a really toxic environment that had been created. People really just didn't feel safe or comfortable in their own homes, and that kind of shocked me when they put it the way they did.
The missing component was the legal representation. There was nothing we could do to change this board, to stop what was happening, to investigate everything that was going on here. And our powerlessness was very overwhelming.
When we first started, we had a lot of information, we had a lot of evidence, but we weren't organized. So it was like heaven sent when we got Peabody Nixon to come and help us out.
That lawyers expressed to us, especially to me, don't worry, Maria, because we were working with that problem. And then, oh my God, in the moment, that day, exactly that day, when I went outside the office, I'm feeling much better.
So there were a number of hearings. It was very powerful to see many of our clients showed up, even in the middle of the day when I know they had to work. They were there, they filled the courtroom. And I think that meant a lot to the judge as well, that the judge saw how important this was to each of the residents.
We wanted everybody to be a part of it, to see that we were suffering at this moment, that we were in pain, that we didn't want to go through this anymore.
After several hearings, the judge realized that the board was not acting in the interest of the residents and that some action needed to be taken. We proposed a receivership, which the court thought was the right answer. The court fired the entire board.
I sat down with the residents and I said, this is what you're going to have to do to get your community back.
For the elections, that day that it happened, there were no armed security guards. People were respectful. It was really wonderful, and it's practicing that whole democratic process.
It was a real partnership between us and the clients, and it meant a lot to know we were doing something that was helping them.
Nixon Peabody saved the co-op. We were on the verge of losing it, almost went into bankruptcy. If Nixon hadn't stepped in, we would have lost the co-op.
50 families would have lost their homes if it wasn't for Nixon Peabody.
I think for all of us, we want to be involved in our neighborhood, and we want to be involved in our community, and we want to have some level of control, of course, over what's happening at home.
I feel like sometimes as a lawyer, you can kind of lose sight of the reasons why you became a lawyer in the first place, you know, helping out your community.
It's obvious that Stony Brook was a great community before this problem happened with the board. And the new board is really committed to reestablishing that sense of community here. And I think that they'll succeed at that.